Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually wanted to do something different. So I'm going to do my makeup. As you can see, I already prepped my eyebrows and my eyelids. But I actually wanted to talk about something serious. Something that I struggle with personally, which is PCOS. Excuse me if I'm looking down. I actually have notes so that I can give you guys the correct information. So, PCOS is a condition that affects a woman's hormone levels. Women with PCOS produce higher than normal amount of male hormones. This hormone imbalance causes them to skip menstrual periods, and it makes it harder for them to get pregnant. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I am personally affected by it. A lot of people come up to me and, you know, like when you go around family, they ask you like, why you haven't had, when you gonna have kids and stuff like that. But for a lot of women, they're unable to have children, or it's harder for them to have children because they might have a syndrome. So this is why I wanted to talk about it. Let's start some makeup first. Everything that I'm going to be using in today's video will be listed down below. So I'm not going to mention anything while I'm talking. So some of the risk factors with PCOS is infertility, diabetes, obesity, irregular periods or menstruals, heavier menstruals, and darkening of the skin, headaches, you know, a lot of facial hair. A lot of symptoms of PCOS is hair loss, depression, a lot of acne. Most people contribute a lot of that stuff to eating bad, not being healthy, but it can be an early sign of PCOS. And most women that have PCOS has no clue. I actually just a couple years learned about it from one of my best friend, because we both have PCOS, and she started talking about it, which got me into looking into it because I didn't understand why I grew a lot of facial hairs, or, you know, my menstrual. Actually, I don't have one. I haven't had one in maybe 6 or 7 years, and I didn't understand why that was. And she started talking about PCOS, which got me into looking into all the symptoms and, you know, trying to figure out what I can do to basically try to reverse it. I didn't realize how hard it was to talk and do makeup at the same time. It's really hard. PCOS affects the reproductive organ that actually produces estrogen and progesterone. Now, estrogen is the hormone that helps regulate the reproductive system, and progesterone is a hormone that prepares the uterus for pregnancy. Now, with that, the female reproductive organ also has a little bit of androgen, which is a male hormone. That's all going to come into play later. So PCOS is a syndrome or a group of symptoms which consist of 3 main things. It consists of cysts in the ovary, high levels of male hormones, which is the androgens, and also irregular or skipped menstrual cycles. So in PCOS, many fluid-filled sacs, I know this sounds nasty, but many fluid-filled sacs grows inside of the ovary, which is where the polycystic comes from, which means many cysts. Now these sacs are actually follicles, and each one contains an immature egg. The egg never really matures enough to trigger ovulation. Now, the lack of ovulation actually alters the levels of estrogen and progesterone. It also affects the follicle stimulating hormones and the can't say this word. The luteinizing hormones. Got it. Now, follicle stimulating hormones stimulates the ovaries to reproduce a sac that contains an egg, basically. And the here we go again. And the luteinizing hormones trigger the ovary to release the mature egg. And it has to be mature, not the immature egg. Now, the estrogen and the progesterone levels are lower than usual when you have PCOS, while the androgen, which is the male hormone, becomes higher. Now, when this happens, this can cause, you know, the facial hair, or hair, a lot of hair in unwanted areas of, you know, a female body. This also causes the body, the female body, to have the irregular menstrual cycles and, you know, release less eggs, which causes infertility. So I had never really heard about this before, and I don't think a lot of people talk about PCOS. I don't know why not, since so many women actually go through this. But the first case of PCOS of a doctor actually giving that syndrome to somebody was in 1721. And that's a long time, and you know, you barely hear about it. Doctors are still not exactly sure what causes PCOS to this day, but they believe the high levels of male hormones prevent the ovaries from making eggs normally. They also figured that PCOS can actually be passed down through your genes. So it probably, like, if you do have it, it probably ran in your family genes somewhere down the line. But, you know, people don't really talk about it that much. Or maybe they didn't understand it or didn't know what it was. Now, up to 70% of women with PCOS actually have insulin resistance, meaning the cells can't use insulin properly in the body. And then when this happens, your body, sorry, I'm trying to focus. When this happens, your body basically demand for insulin increases, and the pancreas basically makes more insulin in your body to compensate for the resistance that's going on. This actually produces more androgens in your body, the male hormone. It's like cycle. It also contributes to obesity. On a more personal note, I find that when I work out or if I change my diet, it's really hard for me to kind of shed weight off. So that can contribute to PCOS as well. Another thing that PCOS actually does and affects your body is, one, we already talked about infertility, not being able to regularly ovulate or release enough eggs to get pregnant. It also can cause sleep apnea. And that basically comes from obesity, because a lot of people that are obese have trouble with breathing at night, or you can just stop breathing while you're sleeping, and it causes you to, you know, wake up in the middle of the night a lot. I do wake up a lot in the night, but I never really thought it was because of sleep apnea. So PCOS can also, we're just gonna talk about this while I do my eyes, and then I'll come back with the face. PCOS can also put you at risk for endometrial cancer. Yeah. Because during ovulation, the uterus lining sheds. If you don't ovulate every month, then the lining can build up, and this can put you at risk of endometrial cancer. Hopefully I'm saying these words right. This is a struggle. It's hard. Another thing that PCOS can cause to affect your body is depression. Depression, it can come from hormones, but also, you know, because you have unwanted hair, like on your face and anywhere else on your body, you know, make you feel, you know, kind of less of a woman, in my experience. So I've been struggling with this since I was maybe 13, 14 years old. Still am. That's why I have all of these dark marks on my face and everywhere. You know, I learned to live with it. It's not going nowhere, so I don't know. I just learned to live with it, you know. I don't wear makeup every day, even though I do my makeup on here all the time. I do not wear makeup every day. I let people see it. It's part of me. Some love me, you know. But I had to grow into that because I used to be really ashamed of it. I mean, sometimes I do feel odd sometimes, but for the most part, I'm learning to deal with it better. So the hardest part about having PCOS is not being able to get pregnant. I want to be pregnant. I've been wanting children for a couple years now, but it's hard. It's hard to talk about it with other people that don't understand, first of all, what you're going through. And I have been trying to make an appointment, but I can't get a hold of my doctor's office right now to go, you know, so I can maybe get treated for it. Guys, I don't know how this is looking on camera. I look crazy. Maybe because the rest of my face not done, but yeah, that's the hardest part. Like I said in the beginning, I haven't had a menstrual cycle in maybe 7 years. That's 7 years, like nothing. That being said, if you do have PCOS, there are ways to be treated to be able to carry a child. You can do a fertility treatment. They have some that improves your ovulation. Losing weight can help. Focusing on lowering your blood sugar levels can improve it, and it can help you have a healthy pregnancy once you do become pregnant. If you do become pregnant with PCOS, there are also some risks. So a higher risk of having a miscarriage, premature birth. You can have, after giving birth or while pregnant, get high blood pressure and can't say these words, gestational, hopefully that's right, diabetes. So there are risks, but like I said, you can try to, you know, lower your blood pressure, blood sugar levels by eating healthier, losing weight. It might help, so there is hope. It might help with a healthy pregnancy. And you can, if you feel like you have some of the symptoms, you can always talk to your doctor about it. Did I just ruin this look? I don't think I did. So I'm going to be doing a lot more research on PCOS and a little bit of other symptoms, what you can do, what you can eat, you know, what's recommended for it. Because I'm actually still learning about this. It's a lot to learn. And they did say that, you know, some things that can help besides treatment is actually going back, you know, going on birth control, because whatever's in the medication, it helps with your hormones. I personally don't believe in birth control, so that's why I haven't tried that option. And even when I went to the doctors before, I just realized, even when I went to the doctors before, they always tried to put me back on birth control. And they never basically told me about PCOS or gave me any information. I had to go through it, find out on my own. So I'm not sure if they talk about it unless you ask about it, which is crazy. So I'll actually be right back. I'm going to do my face, put my lashes on, and we'll be back. So this is the finished look with the lashes, the full face on. It came together really nicely, something different, and I love these lashes. These are actually not my lashes. I got these from Brenes Beauty. She's a small business. I watch her channel on YouTube as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like me talking about, you know, something a little bit more serious. I'm probably going to do a lot more of these kind of videos, only because I like sharing what I've learned, and especially about things that's not really talked about a lot. But I enjoyed talking to you guys. If you enjoyed watching me do my makeup while giving you a little bit of information about PCOS, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, that way you're notified every time that I upload, which will be a lot more. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.